Okay, hi folks, sorry for the delayed start. This is Sands Cleary, Vice Chair of the Board of Condemnation. Phil Higgins, the Chair, is not in attendance today. We have Sean Reed, right? Reed, yeah. Is here as well, and so it's 2:05. We will call the May 17th, 2021 Board of Condemnation meeting to order. I will entertain a motion to waive the order of items on the agenda to honor those who have called in.
A second.
I'll make that motion. Second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
And so I understand we have, Andrea, if you could say we have 292 Berkeley.
Yes, we have 292 Berkeley.
373 Highway. Mr. Dudig and
yes.
Who else? And Mr. Miller for 20 Morehouse Highway. Anyone else?
Yes, Ann Stamler, 447
okay.
Stratfield Road.
447 Stratfield Road.
I came in right after 292 Berkeley Road, I think.
Okay. So, well, Andrea, do you have a sense of who was first?
We had Berkeley Road, then Ann Stamler. I wasn't sure what the property.
Sure.
Okay.
So let's go 292 Berkeley Road. I did an inspection today. I spoke with the occupant in terms of there's a dumpster in the driveway, some activity. Doesn't appear to be too much of a change. And so is there someone that would like to provide an update?
Well, I live 3 houses down from there, so I don't know if you're looking to hear from me or someone else.
No, again, we were looking to just hear. You're welcome to comment, but we're looking to hear if there is a property owner or someone responsible related to the property going to provide an update on that. And so,
well, my concern was there is also a house next door, directly next door to the right of that house.
Yep.
I don't know if you are aware of it or have seen it. I don't know that anyone lives there. I haven't seen anyone occupy that home in quite some time. It is also poorly neglected, and it's an eyesore as well.
Yep. So we met with the owner of the property and family members of the owner of the property. We toured the property. We looked at both structures on the property. And have made discussions with them about moving forward on addressing the issues at the property. And so, again, we had issued we have a hearing scheduled actually to make a final determination. They kind of we're making some progress getting the dumpster, but things weren't moving quick enough, and so we had sent them a letter indicating that we're going to have a hearing in June to make a determination. That starts the enforcement process to move this along a little faster. So that's where we are. So that said, we had Ms. Stambler here related to 447 Stratfield. Sure, go ahead.
Can I just ask you a question on Berkeley? I'm sorry.
Sure,
I have my phone on mute, so I didn't want you to hear the outdoor noise. I'm just wondering what the time frame is to get this all resolved. That the house, it's been like that for years.
Yep. So again, it's just come before our attention within the last month or so, and so we are, once we issue. So the representative of the owner, the family member, the owner made, suggestions that things would move very rapidly. That hasn't happened, so we're moving to the enforcement process. So once we have the hearing, we issue a letter of the results of that hearing. That gives a 30-day compliance period. If there is work moving the property forward in terms of improvements, we will generally extend that time as long as there is consistent work on addressing the issues there. If they do nothing or they do not, we move to cite the property. And so that brings up a $100 a day fine. And so this property is being reviewed under both condemnation and blight. So the blight part will bring in the fines, and then condemnation, we would have to, that's a sort of another enforcement pathway that we can take in terms of that allows the town some more latitude to make improvements to a property to prevent issues. And so that's generally the process with that. We will move to citation next to fine them to motivate them to move forward. We don't like fining. We don't desire to fine, but if they take no significant action, that's our only one of our tools in our toolbox.
Okay. Now, is the house also next door owned by the same people? I think they're the same owners, if I'm not mistaken.
That's our understanding. Is that it's all one property with the front house and then the back house.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. I hope things progress soon.
Sure. And ma'am, for the record, if you could state your name and address.
I'm sorry?
I said, for the record, could you state your name and address?
Hello?
All right. So, again, moving on. Yes, ma'am. I had just said, for the record, if you could state your name and address. Okay, so we'll be moving on. On to 447 Stratfield Road. And that one we had, I believe we sent a citation notice on that one, and so that is moving to fines. I did notice that there was...
I'm sorry, my call dropped. I'm so sorry.
That's okay, ma'am. We've moved on.
Oh, you have? Okay. I don't know if there's any you needed or whatever.
Okay, so with 447... so we sent the citation notice. Andrea, would you be able to confirm if we've received anything back, a green card from the certified mail or anything like that?
We did send the citation notice out last week, so we're just waiting, from there.
Okay. So that's where that property is. I did notice that somebody had gone up and put up some caution tape out there. One strand of it, which is inadequate. But so no contact from the owner yet, but we will reach out to the current owner and try to get this moving forward. But again, we've taken all the enforcement proceedings in terms of moving to citation that the blight ordinance allows us to do. We haven't had a request for a citation appeal hearing with this property, but we'll wait and see. We have to wait until we get some kind of confirmation of receipt of the letter. Any questions related to 447 Stratfield Road?
Sure, Ann Stamler, just to clarify, so if you don't get any confirmation of receipt, the fines will commence 30 days from when you mailed the letter?
No, the fines, if they don't appeal it, the fines start as of the last hearing date when we voted for the citation. Yeah.
And if that happens, if you don't get any response and there's no mitigation of the blight, then that's what happens.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
You're quite welcome. So moving on, I know we had Mr. Dudig on. Mr. Dudig, do you have any significant update related to your property on 373, on 20 Morehouse? Nope, I'm sorry, you are...
230 Hoydens Lane.
230 Hoydens Lane. Yes. So do you have any significant updates there?
I just found out the end of last week that the contractor who was going to start a little while ago was hesitant to start because his insurance wasn't renewed for his business, and he recently told me last Thursday or Friday that he's all set with that. So we're going to move on as quick as we can. He's got other issues too. I feel sorry for the guy. His house caught fire last August due to a recharging battery that exploded, and he lost everything, 30 years worth of records. So he's trying to. I don't want to air his problems in a public meeting.
Please don't, Mr. Dudig.
Yeah.
Just focus
anyway,
on your preference.
Yeah. So he's on the case, and I hope to have this wrapped up by before, let's say before the 4th of July, because Josh McLevy, the demo contractor, I've been in touch with him a couple, 3 times, texting and phone calls, and he's anxious to get started too. So
okay. So you think you'll have demolition underway by July 4th?
No, I want to be sitting in a lawn chair eating a hot dog and looking at an empty hole in the ground on 4th of July.
Okay, so prior to July 4th, this should be done.
That's what my wishes are. Yes.
Okay.
That's what I want to get done. Yeah. And,
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for the update, sir.
Okay.
All right. So then we have regarding 20 Morehouse Highway. We had an individual on with 20 Morehouse Highway. We have issued a blight citation. The owner of that property has acknowledged the receipt of the citation, and so the property we had a hearing on that one. I believe he appealed the citation, and the hearing was upheld our citation, and so the citation stands. And the individual is being fined $100 a day as of the day of the hearing. And so there has been some communication with the owner of the property indicating that he is attempting to move things forward as quickly as he can, as well as communication with his attorney. Any questions regarding 20 Morehouse?
Yes, it's Greg
Go ahead,
Miller.
Sir. Go ahead, Mr. Miller.
So I've got a letter in front of me from a citation appeal hearing, and fines would commence a couple days ago.
As of the day of the citation appeal hearing, yes.
All right, so the one I'm looking at, it was on April 28th, called to order by Attorney Lucas Thomas. Hans Cleary visited the property, took photos, no progress has been made. Attorney Lucas Thomas stated that proper notice was provided and fines of $100 will commence starting today. Is that correct?
That's correct. The day of the citation appeal hearing is the hearing officer said that the fines will start that day.
Okay, can I ask one more question?
Of course.
I was looking for the minutes for I'm sorry. After a hearing, and the minutes were wrong, Andrea corrected them. Is there a correct place to go to see what the minutes the minutes are for what really happened?
For the citation hearing?
Yeah. Well, she sent me one, but I can't find it on your website.
Okay. Yeah. So go ahead, Andrea.
Sans, I could speak to that. They are on the website. Greg, when you mentioned it to me, I double-checked them all, and they were all updated. So they are all on the website.
Andrea,
and they're all listed by each property.
Do the minutes for those hearings need to be posted on the website and not a draft, or is that official?
It is official. It is posted on the website, and that's already listed there. It shows the date and time of our meeting.
Thank you, Andrea.
Okay.
Okay. So unless there's anyone else online regarding a particular property, we will resume back to the normal order of business. I'll give a minute for anybody else to speak up. Hearing none, we'll move on. I'll ask for a motion to approve the minutes from the April 19th, 2021 meeting.
Motion to approve.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any communications received?
No.
I have none. Condemnation old business, 92 Grassmere. 92 Grassmere did have a citation appeal hearing. The hearing officer upheld our citation, and that property has moved to being fined daily for noncompliance with the blight ordinance. And then 292 Berkeley, we've already discussed the status of that. We have no new condemnation business before us. Andrea, you didn't get any new condemnation complaints?
No, no new complaints.
Okay. So moving on, blight ordinance section, we discussed number 1, 292 Berkeley, 373 Cross Highway was a citation notice was sent, and we are waiting for confirmation of the receipt of that citation, but that basically we have not received a request for a citation appeal hearing on that property to my knowledge. With 1019 Fairfield Beach Road, the property is completely demolished now, down to the sand. I would just to enable final cleanup of the property, I would keep it on for 1 more month, just because there's still some minor debris on the lot. That's agreeable.
Yes.
Okay. Number 4, 92 Grassmere Avenue, we already discussed. Number 5, 230 Hoydens, we already discussed. Number 6, 383 Hunyadi, that was, the fire marshal was handling that complaint. I don't believe I received an update from him on that one. I know he wanted to verify some last items on that, so we'll keep it on the agenda. 114 James Street did move last month to a citation, so that we have not received a citation appeal request related to that. Number 8, 70 Jennings Road, we also moved to a citation on that one. We have not received a request for a citation appeal hearing on that one, to my knowledge. I have visited the site last month and this month today, and knocked on the door, left cards. Have not received any communication with them regarding the remaining items in the yard and the remaining vehicle that appears to be inoperative and unregistered in the driveway. Number 9, 159 Lolly Boulevard is scheduled for a hearing in June. So we'll have a hearing for that. That's where they have initiated some aspects of demo. They've taken some windows out. They removed siding on the front of the house, and have placed some dumpsters in the driveway, but then the demo has stopped. Spray painted, the demo on it. And so we'll have a hearing next month on that property as it meets the criteria for blight. 53 Marion Road is essentially, it's secured and in the same condition. We're pending a transfer. There was some discussion with the attorney involved in that property that there's this transfer in progress, and that the current owner is unreachable. The pending owner is aware of the blight issues and intends to resolve them as part of renovating the property. 65 Miro Street, we have scheduled for a hearing in June. I did visit the property and spoke with the owner. He declined to have an inspection. He did state that he received communication from zoning enforcement officer Matt Decker and had a discussion with him, and that he indicated that he is starting the process of removing some of the items on his property. So we will have a hearing next month to fully discuss that. We'll attempt inspection again, see if he allows us to conduct an inspection. Number 12, 20 Morehouse Highway, we talked about that already. Number 13, 233 Old Oaks Road. We issued a citation. We had a citation appeal hearing. We actually had 2. There was an extension requested by the owner's attorney A 1-week extension was granted, and at that hearing that we had last week, the citation was upheld, and the hearing officer stated that the fines will start. He gave them 2 weeks additional time because they had done significant work in moving the property forward, but basically gave them 2 weeks, and then the fines start automatically on May 20th. I did inspect the property today. There was staff working there, up on the scaffolds, moving the property, continuing to move the property forward. Still a significant amount of work to do, though, by the 20th. 741 Old Stratfield Road. I did go out and attempt again, as I did 3 weeks ago, to make contact with the owner of the property at the dwelling. Left a card last time, left a card again. This time there's a gentleman who also resides there who claims not to be the owner, but there are 6 vehicles at the property right now, which several of them do not appear to be operable, and so I will work to make contact with the owner, but we will likely just schedule it for a hearing in June for that one. 1180 Oldfield, that property continues sort of as status quo. There's no activity there. Again, it's just one of these things that it's kind of, some of the issues there don't directly fall under condemnation or blight necessarily. The volume of material in the property was what was allowed. It's just that the grass is starting to grow, and it tends to be a source of harborage for wildlife. But we'll keep an eye on that and talk to the owner about maintaining the grass there at a normal length so it doesn't encourage harborage of wild animals. 72 Roseville, number 16. 72 Roseville, there was some, we did send a citation notice, or we're sending a citation notice. We did vote to cite them last time. Upon inspection last week and this week, it looked like there was some activity there. People removing windows and doing a variety of work, a dumpster in the driveway. And so, but at this point, I didn't see any staff actively working on the property today, but there was indication of work going on. The plan was to demo the property, so I'm not sure what the status is, but they have received a citation notice, and there's no notice of appeal. Number 17, 79 Stevenson Road, again, a citation notice was sent for that property. So the fines will start there unless we get an appeal of the hearing, appeal of the citation, and have a hearing for that. 222 Stilson Road, number 18. We have an appeal hearing. They've requested an appeal hearing, and we are working with the hearing officer to schedule that. 447 Stratfield Road we discussed, and 280 Tuckahoe Lane is currently being fined. No significant updates there. We spoke with the owner at the citation appeal hearing recently, and he did not offer any updates on that property. So under old business, we have 2465 Black Rock Turnpike. I know this is something that I think Fire Marshal Higgins was dealing with. Andrew, or Sean, do you have any updates on that one? I don't recall.
I have no updates from that one.
Okay. So we'll have to check in with Fire Marshal Higgins and Deputy Chief Higgins to get an update on that one. I think he was talking to them. 541 Kings Highway. All right. I don't have an update on that one. Was not able to get out to that particular property. I don't know if you were today or no. Okay. Any history?
Hans, I know we did have a sanitarian look at that property.
Okay.
I know John had looked at it. That's all.
Okay. And Andrea, do you recall an update on that one?
We were just trying to contact Home Depot to try and clean it up. That's where we were.
Okay, that's the Home Depot lot. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I got you. So that's the just debris on the large sort of overgrown lot behind Home Depot that extends along Kings Highway. So what's that?
People dumping things?
That's the allegation here: open land dumping and a homeless person in there. So a request was made through the health department to have to the manager of Home Depot to have them clean up the property back there, which we've done in the past, and we've had youth groups come in there to clean up that area from time to time. So we'll check in with John Oldham, the sanitarian from the health department, to check on that. 119 Melody Lane.
I think that's another fence issue one. Really, the fence.
Yeah, I did not get out to 119 Melody Lane. So we'll have to check on that to see if it meets the criteria for blight. And 599 Old Dam Road. And so I know, was it Tom? I think Tom Conley was talking with the owner, and I know Tom is gone now, so.
Oh, he's still here.
Oh, he's still here?
Yeah.
So we'll need to get an update there. I mean, the issues seem to be, based upon the conversation we had last month, more in the zoning area. I mean, there are items placed there, a pile of wood, some old lobster pots, and a log pile that, from a overall bulk of items, quantity of items, it doesn't really set off the criteria for blight. It doesn't seem to be above what is allowable by zoning. But I know Tom had said he was going to. There was some allegation that they were dumping stuff into the wetlands, and I know the minutes reflect that I thought Tom was going to talk to conservation about it, and I know conservation is staffing up.
Yeah, I think the concern was the person who complained says they were dumping stuff on someone else's property. So I don't know. That was the main issue. It wasn't their property they were putting the stuff on.
Yeah. No, it's the property next door.
Right.
So they put up a fence extending onto neighbor's property, 100 Old Dam Road. Rats are nesting in the debris. I didn't see any active burrows. I kind of looked around the log piles and lobster pots and things. I didn't see any what I would consider active rodent burrows, but obviously the items do provide harborage potential, and so that's something that we can deal with. But again, I'll check in with Tom to see if he had any communications regarding this and if conservation is aware of this, because there were some allegations about mowing the grass and extending into the conservation area there. So, all right. So that is all the items on the agenda. Is there any other new business or any other properties that we should be discussing?
I don't have any.
I do not have any. Sean?
I do not have any.
Okay. So with that said, we will conclude the Board of Condemnation meeting for May 17th, 2021 at 2:34 p.m. Thanks, Andrea.
Thanks, everyone.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.